It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
This is not great. So, as I'm getting ready to record here, my car, this Mazda 3 I'm in, which I've used since the beginning of this podcast 12-ish years ago, it has about 176,000 miles on it. And because it is later in life, it regularly throws up new challenges for me to overcome. And the newest challenge appears to be the fact that when I'm driving, the air conditioning works. When I'm idling, it doesn't work at all. It just blows air. Not air-conditioned air, just warm air. It's 80 degrees in McHenry as I'm about to record. My guest, Marc Esses, will be a little uncomfortable as we eat tacos in here. That's just where we're at. I'd love to have an ice cream truck to record this show in. It'd be so good. I could do band performances all the time. But I think that would be the right move, or the appropriate next step for Car Con Carne, an ice cream truck. If you have a lead on something like that, or even a new car, let me know. Car Con Carne is sponsored by Easy Automation, easy-automation.net. Are you looking to transform your home, office, or business into a smart, seamlessly connected space? Easy Automation is local. They're headquartered in Aurora, and they deliver custom automation solutions that are tailored to your lifestyle. Whether you're upgrading your home entertainment, streamlining your office tech, or just enhancing the atmosphere and vibes of your restaurant or sports bar, they've got you covered. They have an expert team that designs and installs personalized systems from smart lighting and climate control to audio, video, robust Wi-Fi networks, everything, and it's all managed through an intuitive app on your favorite device. Easy Automation makes technology work for you effortlessly, reliably, and always with your satisfaction guaranteed. Wink. Visit easy-automation.net or call Dan at 630-730-3728 and take control of your environment today. Car Con Carne is also sponsored by this book, Drink It In, 90 Days in the 90s. 90 Days in the 90s, a rock and roll time travel story written by Andy Fry, the ultimate novel about the 90s and Chicago's music scene. Darby, she is a record store owner in 90 Days in the 90s, and she manages to go back in time to Chicago during the 90s, which was such an incredible time. And while there, she relives all the cool nostalgic memories. If you weren't there, you can live vicariously through this character in this book, 90 Days in the 90s. To learn more, grab the book on 90daysinthe90s.com, pick it up on Amazon or wherever you buy books. Also, follow, if you're into the 90s, especially in Chicago, go to 90 Days in the 90s on Instagram. Tons of Chicago music-related content to be found there. I have a lot of creatives, musicians, performers who watch and listen to Car Con Carne. If you need PR help, reach out to my guy, Evan. Tag Publicity is a music and event publicity company that is freshly distinctive. Tag Publicity is a full-service entertainment PR, talent development, branding, digital marketing, social media management, project management, distribution, content creation, booking, and public relations company headed by Evan J. Thomas. Reach out to him anytime at evanjthomaspr@gmail.com or follow Tag Publicity on Facebook, Instagram, and the TikTok. One final programming note. Last month, we did it again, had another live event at Legit Dogs and Ice in South Elgin. So much fun. We had live music. We had live comedy. June 18th is the date for the next live event. Car Con Carne recorded live on stage at Legit Dogs and Ice in South Elgin. I have Chad the Bird, a fellow podcaster. Also, he's a bird puppet. Chad the Bird on the bill. Bad Candy doing acoustic. Hella Goats, one of my earliest in-car performances, one of my earliest interviews on Car Con Carne was with Chris of Hella Goats. Hella Goats on stage. Can't wait for that. Eric Oren, comedian. He'll be doing a stand-up set, and we'll talk to him. And then Glory Days, close the whole thing down. It is absolutely free. It's just a podcast recording. Come on out, eat some hot dogs, have a Modelo with me, and be part of the live broadcast, audio and video. Again, June 18th. It's a Wednesday night. It's hump day. Legit Dogs and Ice. All right, so like I said, I'm sitting out here in a warm car. Where's here? I'm in McHenry, just a block away from Siren Records, a favorite of Car Con Carne, outside El Vado, where I was. I believe, I need to check my records, I believe I was here exactly 1 year ago today, pure coincidence, I was here with Karen Shook 1 year ago. And if it wasn't today, it was this week 1 year ago. So I guess this is an unintentional tradition. El Vado, Mexican food. My guest today is drummer Marc Esses, a musician friend who keeps busy with plenty of things. We'll get into that next. So here I am back at El Vado Tacos. Drummer Marc Esses is a musician friend. He keeps super busy with so many projects. I can't imagine how your calendar allowed you to be here right now. He's in Downstait, the band known for creating entrance music for pro wrestlers like Cody Rhodes and The Miz. He's also in Night Spice, one of our local favorites. They just headlined Bottom Lounge again a couple weeks ago. That's a train that's picking up speed. You should probably jump on that.
Yep.
Then there's Flowers for Dorian, heading toward the band's 20th anniversary. Mark also DJs all over the place. And let's not forget For the Fallen Dreams, the band that we originally talked about when we first did an interview 4 years ago for episode 630. So I figured we're waiting for our tacos right now, so I figured we'd start doing the interview. How do you balance all this stuff? How do you prioritize things? Or have you just been lucky that priorities have kind of bubbled up and simmered down at corresponding times?
I had a friend. It's funny. I love name dropping. It's a thing because you want to take care of your friends, your people.
Here we go.
Josh Patterson, bass player of Semple. He said to me one day, he's like, "Man, you got too much going on. You're gonna have a hard time balancing it. But until something hits, he's like, I commend you for trying it all." And I don't know how we haven't hit that moment yet where I just can't do it all anymore.
It feels like, if I were going all in as a gambling man, it feels like Night Spice is well positioned.
Yes.
And certainly Downstait has a built-in audience.
Oh my gosh. It's a niche product, but
But you don't need to be globally huge to be successful. You just need to have a small group of really intensely loyal people.
That's what it is. That's really what it is. In this world, everybody fits. There's space for everybody to do their thing. It's wild. Like, I started working for this company, Burwood, and I do their Emo Night Brooklyn, their Gimme Gimme Disco, their Broadway Rave. Like, who would think...
This is all DJ work.
Yeah, and who would think... Yes, it's wild. I saw you kind of be like, wait, you have more? There's more. So it's like the Broadway Rave. Who would think that you could fill a venue of over 500 people that want to just come on stage and act out plays like Cats and Hamilton and Rent, and it's wild.
That sounds wild.
It is wild.
Is it a suburban thing?
It's a country thing. I just did one in Columbus at Ace of Cups last Friday.
Okay. God damn, you're busy, and you're traveling too.
I was in Grand Rapids last night doing an emo night.
Oh my God.
Brooklyn, not last night, Friday night. But then yesterday I was in Spring Grove and then at Side Outs in Island Lake.
I'm lucky to have you.
I'm happy to be here.
When did you learn how to DJ? Because that's something you have to practice and refine skills for.
No, you have to know song choices. You have to know your
that's definitely important. Yeah,
curated playlist.
Yeah.
But reading the room is the most important. Just knowing when you can look around and feel the vibe, feel the energy. That's really what's most important about being a DJ. And thankfully, I think I'm good at it. Are
you digital? Do you do vinyl?
I do not do vinyl. I work on a Pioneer DDJ Flex 10. It's awesome, but I have a laptop. I've got the whole thing. But for me, DJing is more about entertaining and performing. It's about getting the crowd up. I'm more hyping most of the time, throwing my mic around, singing, getting people to drink their beers. Because at the end of the day, being a DJ is about selling booze. Sorry, DJs, I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Let's talk about Downstait, because this is relatively new to your LinkedIn portfolio. End of last year, you joined the band.
Yeah, do we have time? Give me 1 minute to tell a quick story. I was playing drums with Zach Miller, former tight end of the Chicago Bears, and we were playing at Old Crow Smokehouse in Chicago. Full crowd, and this just buff jack dude in a Derrick Rose jersey walks up, and he's raging, and Zach notices him. Now, funny, I'm going to just say this just to get it out of the way. They're both named Zach. Lead singer of Downstait and Zach Miller. Two different Zachs. Sure. So Zach pulls Zach on stage and goes, "Hey, you must be something. Like look at you, man. You're jacked, you're chiseled." And he goes, I'm a singer, songwriter. He goes, "Anything we'd know?" And he kind of goes, well, like, do you know like wrestling, like WWE? And I like lift my head up because if you know me, I am just pro wrestling. I'm probably pro wrestling's biggest fan. I'm not quiet about that.
That was one of my questions. Okay.
Yes, I'm the biggest pro wrestling fan. I don't even want to get into that right now. But yeah, so Zach's talking to Zach, and he goes, yeah, like, you know, Cody Rhodes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Downstait? And he looks at me and goes, you know my band? And I was like, dude, I love your band. You had 80,000 people on 2 separate nights screaming your song. And he goes, yeah. And he looks at Zach and he goes, man, I'm going to steal your drummer. I like the way he hits his snare drum. And
that's crazy.
That's literally, he liked the way that I hit my snare drum.
Well, you do a fine job hitting the snare.
Thank you.
So what's different to performing wrestling entrance songs as opposed to creating songs? That's
that's a very good question. I love that. No, I love that because, okay, we created an entrance theme for Tom Pestock. He used to be Baron Corbin in WWE.
Sure.
He's now Bishop Dyer. We created a theme song for him, but that's essentially a Downstait song. Matt Heafy from Trivium features on it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's super cool, but like, that's a Downstait song created for a wrestler. Now, Indy Hartwell. Oh, it's funny that it's funny that I'm wearing her shirt, but she wanted like a Limp Bizkit themed like type theme, and we just went for it, and it came out cool, man. Heart won't quit, but you know, like, it just depends on what you want, and I'm actually yes, like, if you're a pro wrestler and you need a theme, like, we'll do whatever you need. Like,
that's amazing. And with Cody, he basically brought the theme over to WWE from AEW.
Oh man, I don't want to give this information out, but it basically was like a package deal.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so you're having fun with that.
I love it. It's one of my favorite things ever. We went to we literally flew to Elimination Chamber and hung out and saw the John Cena turn.
Dude.
Yeah.
That was a weird one, too.
It was so weird. Wrestling is weird, man, but I love it. It's really cool.
Who's the best heel of all time?
Oh, man. Randy Orton.
Randy, I would not have expected that.
Randy Orton's the best heel of all time. 2009, Randy Orton bald. That scared the crap out of me, man. I don't want to get kicked in the head by that guy.
Fair. Now, for me, and I've been watching since I was a kid, as so many of us have, old school, I'd go with Roddy Piper.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And I think all time, no joke, I think it's Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho's a very, very good heel. I love that you say that because there's so much history there. You know, Fozzy.
Yeah.
Downstait, we did the Chris Jericho cruise. We just got off of the cruise in end of January, beginning of February, 5 days with Fozzy. Downstait did 2 sets. I just went to the Fozzy show and hung out with the guys probably like less than a month ago.
Amazing.
It was so cool. So Chris Jericho, I told him to his face that I'm in one of his like WWE DVDs and I'm booing the crap out of them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I love that you said that.
It is officially pouring as we're sitting here in McHenry.
It's raining.
Yeah, it is.
The Midwest. Spring.
It is, and there is literally a black cloud hanging over our head right now.
Yeah.
So we're going to go in and grab our tacos in about 5 minutes.
Yep.
Okay. Hopefully this will subside. Let's talk about Night Spice. I've been to a few Night Spice shows. I wasn't at the most recent one at Bottom Lounge. I think on the other side of the city or suburbs that night. And I always feel guilty telling Kevin Singleton that I can't go to one of your shows. I always feel like I'm letting him down.
I just love Kevin so much. He's one of my favorite people.
But it feels like, Kevin's an expert marketer. The band sound is right. It feels like there's a lot of momentum there.
We've just been doing the thing. Here's Night Spice. Night Spice is Kevin Singleton, basically. You know, he basically makes everything. It's a brainchild of his. It's actually a story.
So much so that there's a comic book.
Yes. And if you know Kevin and you don't know about Night Spice, reach out to him and ask him what the story is. It blew my mind when he told me like what the albums are about, and it makes it easier. But like, I get to write and record all my own drum parts, so everything that you hear is all like my drumming. We've got a lot of momentum right now. We've been playing a lot of cool shows. Things are good right now. They're moving.
All right. So what's coming up in 2025 for Night Spice?
So the comic book release is the most important thing. We're working on putting out Miami 3. I've got to get on some drum tracks here. Like I'll be very honest with you. I got to go home and I got to get some drum tracks done. Like,
well, I don't want to keep you. I mean,
no, but we've got a lot on the docket, and Kevin's brain just keeps moving, and it keeps moving, and there's always cool stuff to do and shows to be played and music to be written. It's good.
20 years ago, Flowers for Dorian started.
Yes.
How is it we're talking about the 20th anniversary?
I'm actually, after we have tacos, I'm gonna go jam with two of the boys. One of the boys lives in the city. He's still with us doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, these days, man, you just get together and you practice however you can.
Yep.
So I'm gonna get together and jam with Ty and Matt, but we've been friends forever. Like, I've known those guys for going on almost 30 years.
And being in a band changes that dynamic.
It does.
Sometimes positively, sometimes we've seen negatively.
Yeah, but even when it's negatives, I somehow feel like it always comes back. I just played with the boys in Dr. Manhattan after 16 years.
That's crazy.
16 years. I got on stage and I jammed with them because Nick got really sick and they wanted to play the show, and I got a call an hour before start time, and I raced my butt down to Beat Kitchen and we jammed. And there's just a family with being on stage with somebody that you genuinely care about, and that's one of the reasons why I still do it. I get on stage by myself and I'm like, man, that was cool, but it'd be nice to have my family with me.
Yeah. You talked about writing an entrance song a la Limp Bizkit, and thinking about when you started with Flowers for Dorian 20 years ago, it feels like there's an appetite for the sounds of that era coming back around now.
There is.
I'm not imagining
emo music, heavy music is hitting right now, and the cool thing about the Flowers Boys, depending on how much we get together, we've probably got a whole nother album's worth of music that we could record and put out.
After you do the drum tracks for Night Spice?
Yeah. After I finish some Downstait stuff.
Right. But I get it. Like, one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you, Marc, is I definitely feel a kindred spirit. Like, I don't know how much you see me do with this, but I'm always working on this podcast.
I love it.
Thank you. And
yeah.
I wasn't like fishing for that, but this is my creative pursuit, and I find, I steal time and moments just to do this little thing I do.
Yep.
And if it's not recording, I'm trying to find ways to market it or play around with film editing, and like I'm trying to figure this stuff out, and this is the creative itch I keep scratching, and maybe it'll hit at some point, but I enjoy the ride.
We do it because we love it.
That's
man.
it, and that's the only reason to do it.
We do it because
hopefully
we love
people
it.
come along, but you have to make your soul happy first.
If people ask, they say, man, like, you fly here and then you drive here and then you were just there but now you're here, like, do you enjoy it? Yeah. Am I tired? Yeah.
Always.
It's Sunday and I'm on recovery. I probably look it, but it doesn't matter because we love it.
Right.
We love it.
All right, let's go in and get tacos. I'm going to
Yes.
hit pause here, and then we'll come back and to the public's delight, we'll eat tacos on camera.
Yes.
And Mike.
Perfect.
Can I get a shot of this here?
Yeah. Oh,
There are tacos under there. So you went the extra step. You did the traditional ingredients of onions and cilantro, but then you added the American ingredients of
lettuce and
shredded cheese and
I did.
which I kind of all those together. Why not?
Why not? And you know what's funny? They'll get so mad, but I ordered flour, right? They gave me corn. I don't care. I'm so hungry.
Can you tell? Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah. But you get to a point. Food is just food, man. At a certain point, it's just replenishment.
It is. I did the Al Pastor because I enjoy the pineapple. That's a lot of onion. This is problematic, dude.
No, it's so good.
So we are literally one block south of Siren Records, and I figured I actually baked in time before the podcast so I could stop by, and I never walk out of there empty-handed.
What a gem.
And once my hands are wiped off, I'll show you what I got. But, $60 later.
I know. My problem lately antiquing and like searching for toys.
Tell me about antiquing, because I love that shit. I love antique malls.
Me and my lady, we just search out antique malls. One of my favorite is the Volo one, by far.
Okay, I don't know of this one.
What? You don't know about the auto museum?
Well, I know about the auto museum.
But you don't know that there's an antique mall attached to it? With
No.
like, it's, dude, oh my gosh. You immediately, oh no. I've spent way too much money at the Volo Antique Mall.
I had no idea.
It's amazing, brother.
Because you can get...
They've got 4 floors in one building. They've got two floors in one building, and then they have whole nother building.
I'm so glad we talked.
Yes, so Funko Pops, Batman. So my thing is wrestling, Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Michael Jordan era Chicago Bulls, and then Chicago sports in general, and then like music and drumming. If it doesn't involve that, I generally don't want to talk about it or do it. It's not that I'm closed-minded. Like, I'll absolutely listen to anything that you're doing. Or like, my big thing is support everybody, love everybody. I told you in the beginning, there's room for everyone and everything in this world. Less hate, more love is usually my thing. Like, if you know anything about me, just be more kind. Like, we've all got stuff going on. Oh my gosh, like, if you catch me on a bad day, like, I'm a terrible person to be around, but I have to be mindful of that. So, like, that's one big thing that, like, I tell other people is, like, hey, be kind to yourself so that you can be kind to other people.
When you say Batman, what kind of Batman stuff are you looking for?
Mainly Hot Wheels. I seriously like cars. The Batman cars are just huge for me. Like, I don't know, man. If it's Batman and a vehicle like the Batwing or like the helicopter, the helicopter from the original one, I just love it. And then the Funko Pops, man. I've got like 8 penguins. I've got like,
no way.
Like 12 Jokers. It's bad.
See, for me, the antique mall means records and comic books under the same roof.
And I go off on tangents. It's bad. But that was the whole point of the antique mall. I have to check every record. I have to go to each record.
Yeah, each kiosk has their own. But you know pretty quickly, looking at records at an antique mall, if they're going to have something you want. Mm-hmm. You can tell. They're like telltale records.
Oh, immediately. You can flip through the first 3 or 4, and you can go, okay, I'm going to find a gem in here.
Right.
I found a live record of Elton John's from 1970. Mm-hmm. It's a 3-piece with Nigel, the drummer, and then the bass player and Elton, and it's a gem. And I like found it, and my eyes lit up. And it's just like we call it an addiction because not every addiction is bad. It's not a disease per se, but it's definitely an addiction. Yes,
the collector's mindset is it's something. I got it from my grandmother. It's a DNA thing for sure.
It's funny that it's pouring rain right now because it's fitting for what I'm talking about. But I had a flood that came through back in 2011, and it wiped out like all of my belongings. Oof. Like, I'm not gonna go there, but I probably had in these days close to $1 million worth of just stuff that I could have sold. Things that were, when I look at it, what they're worth these days, I'm like, sure. Oh my gosh! But I didn't want to collect anymore after that because I lost everything.
Why starting over like just is overwhelming?
We started over.
And here we are.
We're officially there. We're officially at the point where I'm collecting stuff, and it's fun, man. It feels good. It feels good to like look up on a wall and like see things that mean something to you. It is just pouring rain, right?
It is pouring rain. I hope you're in no hurry for flowers for Dorian.
I'm not. I think the boys said they'll be over by like 6. I got time.
Okay. Yeah. So since we have the time, I did go to Siren Records.
Yeah, I want to see what you got.
Okay.
I want to see what you got. Curious.
First off, I haven't listened to it yet. I don't know if it's going to be any good. I got the new one from Underworld. I enjoy them. I hope this is good. If anything, it'll be good background music when I'm working. Strawberry Hotel, the new one from Underworld.
Okay.
The only Psychedelic Furs album I don't yet own, Book of Days from 1989.
Oh my gosh.
Covers in kind of rough shape.
Yeah, but that's a hard record to find, isn't it?
I don't see it that often.
That's what I'm
I see the first one. I see Mirror Moves. I see Forever Now. This is a hard one to find.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it's like the least good of the bunch, but it's also the hardest to find.
Yeah, you can't find that. I don't see it anywhere.
And I got one more. Also, interestingly, I believe that also from 1989.
1989, the Jack Nicholson Batman, the Michael Keaton Batman.
Yes.
This is my favorite movie ever.
This is Hugh Cornwell, ex of the Stranglers, his solo album Wolf.
Wow.
Single on that called Another Kind of Love, which I kind of remember enjoying in 1989. I haven't listened to this album in probably 35 years, and I'll be bringing that home. So, strangely enough, 1989 well represented in my purchases today. And I didn't spend much time at Siren. I could have done a lot of damage.
I got a question. How many records do you have? How many records do you have? I got to know.
Well, okay, it's interesting you talk about starting over. In the late 90s, I gave away all my records.
Okay.
Thousands of records. I gave them to... There was an organization that did fundraising for ALS research, and they had an annual music sale at Old Orchard Shopping Mall in Skokie.
I love that place.
It was the ALS Mammoth Music Mart. And at the time, this was, I was working in programming at Q101. I was bringing home dozens of CDs a week.
Really imagine.
And no one was making records anymore. I thought, I need to make room for the CDs. Records are done. I'm sick of moving records from apartment to apartment.
Yeah.
So I gave all them away.
Okay.
So like you, I reached a point, this is maybe less than 10 years ago, I'm like, I miss having records. I love collecting them. I love listening to them. So I started from scratch.
Oof.
So I don't count. I'm guessing somewhere in the 1,000 range.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's accurate.
I probably only have 60.
Okay.
Like, being honest, because I got to a point where I won't lie, man. For a long time there, life was a little weird, and I didn't buy anything at all. Like gear, if something broke, I'd replace it.
Right.
But these days, you have to spend money to make money. So I'm buying all the gear that I need, and then you notice yourself making a little bit more cash than you were, and you're like, I want to treat myself. It's finally time. So, yeah, I started buying records again, I'd say within the past 2 years.
Okay.
Year and a half.
And to be fair, new records are cost prohibitive.
They're so expensive.
The prices keep going up, and I know it's tough for retailers. I can't speak for Bill and Jenny at Siren, but the margins are getting smaller.
Yeah.
For new releases. I do think that the record stores that are selling used product are probably better poised for the future than ones that exist solely on new product, simply because of margins.
I can give you a little insight in that. They're not cheap to make. As a band,
right.
They're not cheap. So you have to weigh out, is it worth for the fan to have that piece? And I'd say 99% of the time the answer is yes.
Oh, for sure.
The answer is yes. It's worth having it, but that's where we go. You have to spend money to make money.
Uh-huh. So I think the retailers, there are so many in Chicago, as you know.
Yeah.
How do they all survive? And I think
Are people just buying records again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's a tough market.
I could speak. I'd bring him up again, but my buddy Josh, he's got so many records, and he knows how much each one costs and what they're worth. If he could sell them, it's a weird age we live in when you don't know what's what. Like the other day, I saw some cassette tapes on the merch table, and I've been seeing that more and more lately, but I actually paid attention to it, where I was like, they're selling an actual cassette tape of an album that I listen to. I was like, do I grab that to put it up on the wall?
Right, because listening to cassettes, people don't have the technology anymore. They don't have the gear.
Nope.
But also, it was never a great listening experience.
It sounded terrible.
And they're not built to last. I mean, yep. Which is that was always the worst feeling in the world when a tape would snap when you're rewinding it or playing it. Okay, well, there goes that $10 I spent.
I could think about it, and you're not going to get it again because
right. If you have the money to buy something new, you're going to buy something new.
Yep.
I've lived through all that. Okay, it stopped raining. We have a window. Did you eat all your tacos?
I'm gonna bring these home because I won't lie. I got a lady that she like.
Yeah, no, you got to. That's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do.
You're a good person.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to do this on a Sunday afternoon.
It was honestly, I've been looking forward to it. As I said, this type of stuff is so good for me because I'm gonna go there. I'm such a weird guy, and like I've got so much stuff going on that like all people see is just like the jerk that I play on stage. You know, like I hate to put it that way, but like the wild animal that has no cares on stage. Trust me, I care, and I just want to love and hang out and do this kind of stuff, fun stuff to let people know that it's okay to be weird and it's okay to express yourself. And
these are all good lessons. These are all good things to share.
yes.
All right. Well, thanks for having tacos with me in scenic McHenry County.
I love it.
I do too. And we will see you on stages near and far for the foreseeable future.
Yep. MarcEsses.com. MarcEsses.com. That's where everything's at.
Awesome.